Hey everyone. So I'm going to talk today a little bit about this Japanese planner from Discover. I know that there's a lot of people out there who are like me who prefer vertical planning. And this little book is amazing. So first, I'll show it to you next to this Hobonichi Weeks. You can see, actually, let me just take it out of the cover now. This is what the cover looks like. It comes with this plastic cover that I can't stand, so I won't use that. But otherwise, it looks like the Jibun Techo. So it's got just this kind of cardstock cover, and then their binding, and then the bookmarks are both bound into the back of it. So you can actually cover this, which is what I did with this Weeks, with any paper that you like, and then I covered this with matte contact paper. So this is durable. Like I've used this for most of the year, and it's just now starting to show wear. And then that way, if you don't want this just plain white cover, you can cover it like that. At least it keeps it fun. Okay, so size. We'll put this other Weeks up here for a second, and we'll look at a brand new sneaker. So right now, if you look at this, you will see that it's only about 1/4 inch narrower and about 1/2 inch at the top. But the amazing thing about this little thing is it's vertical. And I think that this paper is Tomoe River. I haven't pen tested on it, and that's the only way I would know for sure, but it feels like it. And I only use Tomoe River, like if I can help it. And none of the other Discover books use it, so I'm not sure why it is in this one, but it's the same color and it's the same feel as Hobonichi Weeks. Like if you look at them side by side, you can see it's very, very, very similar. So in terms of layout, I'll put this over here for a second. This little book is more like the Jibun. It has your year at a glance calendars. It has a whole bunch of Japanese pages. I'm not going to spend a lot of time flipping through this. It has some goal planning pages. Gets into a year plan here vertically horizontally, and then a vertical one on 2 spreads. And then you get into the months. Now, the months with these there's not a lot of back or space to write. And that's one of my biggest gripes. It's one of the reasons why I won't use this planner. But if you don't care about having all this extra space on the bottom, like the Weeks has, if you don't care about that, then no problem. Hopefully this is in the camera right. The other thing is I like having the grid, and there's no grid on this. But you can see the ghosting, like you can see the paper is the same. It's very thin. The calendar, so it has the monthly calendars, and then you get into the weeklies. And the difference with the weekly on this let me see what I have here. My Hobonichi, this is a weekly supplement. I cut it down because I was using it in a pocket, but I prefer to have this kind of a layout where the numbers are very small and minimal, and I have all that space to write. I don't like this with it blocking out a specific period of time without having the grid and having those numbers so large. I also don't like it because I don't like 24-hour clocks because I'm in the US and we don't use that. And I don't like having to figure out what time it is, what time of night it is. I would have to renumber that, or it would just irritate me too much. But if you really want a vertical style, you want Tomoe River paper or something similar to it, and you want this size, this little book will work. At the back of this book, it has, go through all the weeks, then it has a future planning, 2 spreads. It has some other future planning pages, and then there are, I think, 15 ruled pages, and then 10 of this little teeny grid. So you have about 25 note pages. It's very similar to the Weeks. I believe not quite as much empty pages at the back, but there's quite a few. And then you have all these future planning pages, and then a whole bunch of stuff that we just don't use over here in the US. And then a bunch of maps. There is a world map in here, though. That one I wouldn't cover over because it's kind of cool. It's very colorful. There. So in general, I think I love it. If I loved these things, I would be using it and trying it out. But because of this numbering system and because of not having the grid, I'm not going to use this next year. I think I'm actually going to switch back to an A6. I will be reviewing a bunch of other planners that are from Japan that are different than I've seen out there, because I tried everything this year so I could change it up. I'm in the process of completely changing my planning system, and the only way I could do that was to get them in stock and try them. I wanted to show you these with this. These are the Weeks notepads that come, and it is the same width as this little book. So if you like Traveler's Notebook, you could put this in and use these as your bullet journals. Just trim off the top if that bothers you, and then you'd have a very nice little compact Traveler's Notebook setup. And I debated doing that actually and trying it out, but in the end I decided that I need more space to write. I'll show you on my Weeks what I'm talking about. This is one that I played with this last year. So I've tried all these different formats in the last few weeks, trying to just scribble stuff in and trying to make it vertically that way, but I constantly had to turn the book around. I didn't like that. I tried just using it for the 3 here and leaving everything there for note section. I didn't like that. Then this week I tried actually drawing in a vertical and leaving blank space. I didn't like that. So I'm just going to try the A6 using a normal size weekly supplement coming in here for 2021, and an A6 day free. And we'll see how that goes. But my needs have changed for planning this year, and I don't know what to use. You know how you get in a cycle for a couple of years and you're using the same thing. It all seems to work, and then all of a sudden everything in your life changes and you have to switch it up. So this is how I used my Weeks last year. I put my workout stuff basically in there. I covered over pages so I could use income expenses. I decorate that page always. I love that page. But it's not going to work. I love this little book. I love the compactness of it, but I can't make it work for me this year. So this is an alternative. If you want to try vertical planning, watch my channel. I am just getting started on videos. So please, any feedback that you have, I greatly appreciate. Anything that's annoying, please tell me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm trying to get this done so that I can start doing reviews of planners, and then also I'll be showing when for example, I hack a Franklin Covey planner and rip it apart and de-ring it and put a lined pocket in the back, that kind of thing. So if there's any other videos that you want to see, please leave me comments in the notes, subscribe, and just keep me posted on what you're interested in. Thanks, and have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon.